Chapter 725. Who could prove anything? While Song Shin was complaining to the world about Hai Rui, Duan Jinghong personally arrived at the police station and told them that she wanted to file a report. When the officers asked her what she wanted to report, she simply replied bravely that she wanted to surrender. The police immediately launched an investigation, and Duan Jinghong spent the rest of the afternoon explaining how she plotted a scheme to injure Huo Jingjing's legs and how she provoked Hua Wenfeng into harming Tengning. She did not try to hide the truth at all. Young lady, if what you say is true, then according to the law, the other person you want to accuse will not bear the main responsibility for the crime. Are you aware of this? In other words, if this is true, then you are the principal culprit and she is just an accessory. Do you understand? Yes, I understand. Duan Jinghong nodded knowingly. I executed the crimes, but the person that gave me the orders was someone else. That person was Song Shin. I'm simply restoring the truth and the facts. As for the consequences, I will leave that for the police and the court to decide. No matter the sentence, I deserve it. After listening to Duan Jinghong's response, the officers nodded their heads. Great, you have good awareness. Since the nature of this incident is so serious, we will definitely investigate it clearly. Otherwise, the dirtiness in the entertainment industry will soon spread all the way to the Atlantic Ocean. Duan Jinghong remained calm, especially after telling the truth. She no longer had any baggage to carry, nor shackles to restrict her. So she was finally relieved. The media quickly found out about what had happened at the police station and completely surrounded the place. As Duan Jinghong had turned herself in and was extremely cooperative, the police protected her and did not give the media a chance to get close to her. Even so, the media was still notified of Duan Jinghong's surrender. She was indeed a member of AOB and was the same Duan Jinghong that had tried to steal from Mo Ting's office. Above all, she was also Song Shin's former manager. She described how she had hurt Huo Jingjing and almost caused Tengning to have a miscarriage, and she admitted that she had executed the crimes personally. But the person that had ordered her was Song Shin. Afterwards, the internet exploded with discussions. Mo Ting also sent 2 people to ensure Duan Jinghong's safety. It appeared Hai Rui was very supportive of Duan Jinghong's decision. I never thought there was more to Huo Jingjing's injury. Duan Jinghong deserves to be hated. But this Song Shin is a complete psychopath. Duan Jinghong surrendered herself to the police. Although she's done a lot of bad things, her courage to admit her faults is highly commendable. I can't believe Song Shin tried to accuse Hai Rui of hurting her grandfather when she did so many shameless things in secret. How despicable. What a wench. Song Shin was almost driven mad after seeing the news of Duan Jinghong surrendering. It wasn't easy for her to gain sympathy by using her grandfather's injuries. But she never expected that Duan Jinghong would surrender herself to the police with no proof. Doesn't the wench know that she will only hurt herself in the end? In actual fact, this accusation and her accusation against Hai Rui were the same. Neither of them could produce any substantial evidence. It was simply all talk and no action. But the fact that Duan Jinghong had personally gone to the police station made her sincerity in words more believable. So, all of a sudden, public opinion was all on her side. I can't just sit here doing nothing. I need to strike back. After speaking, Song Shin gave Xiao Yuhei a phone call. I want to sue Duan Jinghong for defamation. Let's report her to the same police station that she's at. Xiao Yuhei wasn't good at handling a crisis, so he agreed that this was the best counterattack on Duan Jinghong and escorted Song Shin directly to the police station for a face-off. As a result, the police station became extremely crowded. Duan Jinghong did not expect Song Shin to show up at the same police station. Nor did she expect Song Shin to sue her for defamation right in front of her eyes. The media was desperate to find writing material, but the police had already taken precautions against the monsieur. As a result, it was possible for the plaintiff and defendant to both be present in the same place. When the enemies met, their eyes blazed with hatred. But Song Shin was well aware that Duan Jinghong's actions today merely caused a loss on both sides and resulted in no benefits. It's bad enough that you destroyed your own reputation, yet you tried to drag me down with you. Are you happy with the current result? Hearing Song Shin's question, Duan Jinghong's gaze was cold and calm. You can't escape. What evidence do you have? Song Shin asked as she shrugged her shoulders. Since you've already debuted, you should have focused on being your star. Why did you have to disgrace yourself in this way? Duan Jinghong did not say a word as she closed her eyes. Seeing this, Song Shin wanted to move in closer, but Hairui's people quickly held her back. Step back. You even have bodyguards. I told you to step back. Didn't you hear me? Hairui's people pushed Song Shin away. Why don't you take a look at the person you were protecting? She's simply a rookie. Does she deserve your dedication? At least she has dignity. You only have a despicable heart. After speaking, the bodyguards warned Song Shin not to take another step closer. Subsequently, according to what Duan Jinghong said, the police searched her house but did not find any evidence. As a result, they couldn't accept her surrender either. According to the police's investigation, there is no evidence that these two incidences were related to the two of you. So, the police have no reason to arrest either of you. You should both go home. We will contact you if there is any progress. After listening to the officer, Song Shin let out a loud laugh. Duan Jinghong, this is the result of your surrender. Afterwards, she turned to the officer and exclaimed, I want to sue Duan Jinghong for defamation. The officer glanced at Song Shin and said to her in an annoyed manner, we simply haven't found the evidence yet. What's with your arrogance? Before we close the case, you are still a suspect. My lawyers will handle it. After Song Shin finished, she stormed out of the police station angrily. But Duan Jinghong was frozen in place. Have you investigated the things I told you about? Didn't you find anything at all? Miss? I understand how you feel. I know you want the culprit to be condemned. But it's hard to find evidence for incidences like this. It's best that you return home for now. Duan Jinghong was not convinced by the result and wanted to further question the police. But Hairui's people told her, let's go back first, there's no point being impatient. I'm angry that I can only look at Song Shin but can't do anything about her. Vengeance is slow but sure. Some people will eventually receive their retribution. It was within Song Shin's expectations that the police found nothing. After all, she had only ever spoken verbally. Who could prove anything? So, it was only normal for her to act arrogantly. As a result, as soon as she stepped out of the police station, she directly said to the media, in regards to Duan Jinghong's slandering, I will protect my rights via legal channels. I never imagined that I'd be stabbed in the back by my best friend. From today onwards, I will no longer have this friend. Moreover, I want Duan Jinghong to pay the most serious price for what she's done. Chapter 726, Hairui makes a move. The plot changed so quickly that it was impossible for the public to know the most updated information. All the media knew was that Duan Jinghong's accusations against Song Shin had been rebuked due to lack of evidence. Song Shin left the police station ahead of Duan Jinghong and acted arrogantly in front of the media. In comparison, how did Duan Jinghong react? Faced with the sea of black cameras, Duan Jinghong suddenly kneeled in front of the media in an upset manner. Right now, I don't wish for anything except for the evil to be punished. If someone can present evidence, I am willing to give them everything I have as a reward. Miss Duan, what prompted you to step out and testify against Song Shin? Can you disclose the reason to us? I've already said what I should say in front of the police. I'm willing to accept any legal punishment. I simply hope the law will not let go of anyone that is guilty, especially someone like Song Shin. After speaking, Duan Jinghong left the police station under the protection of Hai Rui's bodyguards. Of course, an eventful entertainment gossip like this gave the bored netizens plenty to talk about. If Song Shin was really the instigator behind all this and the police can't find any evidence, then that would be really annoying. That's right. The fact that Duan Jinghong tried to seek justice shows that she has already prepared herself for the worst. We can see her spirit of sacrifice. I hope Song Shin doesn't go unpunished. It's possible that Duan Jinghong is merely seeking vengeance on Song Shin. Who's to say that that's not the case? Didn't they say that there's no evidence? No matter what, there were plenty of supporters on both sides and they were all set on their decisions. Duan Jinghong insisted that Song Shin was guilty, but the police couldn't find any evidence. If she wanted Song Shin to pay for what she had done, it would be quite difficult. No wonder, even at this stage, Song Shin could still face the situation in such an arrogant manner. After hearing about the result of Duan Jinghong's surrender, Tingning asked the bodyguards to escort Duan Jinghong back to Hyatt Regency. So, after Tingning coaxed the two babies to sleep, she headed into the living room to meet with Duan Jinghong. I already know the results. I never thought that condemning her would be so difficult, Duan Jinghong said between sobs. If the law can't find evidence against her, won't my sacrifice be in vain? If I can't do it this time, no one will be able to deal with her in the future. That may not necessarily be the case. Tingning gestured for Duan Jinghong to sit down and handed her a tissue to let her control her emotions. Has Song Shin ever injured anyone in the past? Back during our student days, in order to seize first place, she deliberately injured her opponent the day before the awards ceremony so they couldn't attend. The other party discovered what she had done, but she used her background to settle the problem. Monsieur, however, there's no evidence for this. You're wrong. After you mentioned this incident the first time, Mo Ting already instructed Lu Che to start an investigation. Originally, we didn't find anything, but after seeing Song Shin's attitude, the other party seems to have been upset by what they saw. So they took the initiative to contact us. This person told us they were an old classmate of Song Shin's and they had a witness. Is this true? Duan Jinghong's heart ignited with a glimmer of hope. You'll know after you meet with them, monsieur. If they could expose this incident, then neither Song Shin nor Elder Song would be able to escape the long arm of the law. Of course, Elder Song was completely unaware that, with the mess that Song Shin had created, his work would be obstructed too. After all, an investigation would also be carried out on Hai Monsieur. After Duan Jinghong's surrender, the police could not find any information. So, this further fanned Song Shin's flame. As a result, Song Shin directly claimed that Hai Rui wanted to reverse the situation and make the media forget about her grandfather's injury by paying Duan Jinghong to put on a show. Since there was no evidence, there were bound to be people that trusted her words. Of course, the world was big and nothing was impossible. The public had never seen Hai Rui in such a rut. It seemed they would never be able to prove their innocence in front of the media and the public. Song Shin's words sounded plausible and she played the victim perfectly. But, at this time, the police suddenly arrived at the hospital to investigate the cause of the car accident. Although Song Shin was nervous, she was confident that her threat toward Uncle Chen was effective and useful. As the officers entered the hospital room, Song Shin followed closely behind them and repeatedly tried to suppress Uncle Chen with her gaze. You're known as Old Chen, right? Can you tell us how the car accident happened? Old Chen sat up and glanced at Song Shin. He then replied in a hoarse voice, Yes, I can. Uncle Chen isn't feeling too well. Try not to occupy too much of his time. Speak. Actually, the car accident this time wasn't an accident like it appears on the surface. It was because of her. Uncle Chen pointed at Song Shin. Quote, "She interfered with my driving and caused me to crash the car. It has nothing to do with Hai Rui. It was all because of her." After Uncle Chen finished talking, Song Shin's expression changed. "Uncle Chen, how dare you talk nonsense in front of the police? I'm sure the memory card in my car will be able to show the officers whether I'm talking nonsense or not," Uncle Chen growled. "I've worked for the Song family for many years, but I never imagined that the big miss would be so despicable as to request me to hide the truth. That's impossible. The dash cam wouldn't be able to capture what you're saying. The Song family car is also equipped with surveillance cameras. Elder Song is in a position of power, so he's always been worried about being threatened and used by others." Hearing this, Song Shin's face turned pale. "That's impossible. You're lying. I, Chen Liang, have been driving my entire life and have always been a law-abiding citizen. I would never hide anything from the police, nor would I let you frame others. Your conscience may allow you to do it, but my conscience won't." The main police officer turned around and said to his colleagues, "Remember to fetch the camera." Seeing the officers jump into action, Song Shin immediately ran over and grabbed onto them. "Don't go! You can't go!" The officers looked at her in ridicule. Evidently, they didn't need to look at the cameras to know the truth. Song Shin was pushed to the ground. She suddenly felt powerless because she realized it was impossible to stop the truth from being revealed. Soon, the entire Beijing would know that she had been slapped in the face by her family's driver. How shameful. She actually wanted to throw the blame on Hai Rui. Luckily, her driver is a good man. She caused the accident herself. Yet she tried to make Hai Rui take the blame. I've never seen anyone as shameless as her. I'm starting to believe what Duan Jinghong said. By looking at the car accident, Song Shin's character is obvious. I believe her too." At the same time, Hai Rui finally spoke up. They had something to announce tomorrow. It seemed they were about to face their last battle with Song Shin. The fact that Hai Rui was about to make a move meant that the show was about to reach its climax and was coming to an end. Hit the like, thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for listening.